see that number? 40?
40 Celsius.
And I've been at this since 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock was getting ready for the wrecker, and then the wrecker company called, said they were running late, so instead of 9 he came at 10. My bad. Didn't start the PTO. So he came at sound. I didn't like that sound I just heard. Everything is cool over here, except this should be like this. What was that sound? Okay, are we all up in here? Yeah. So basically this took from 8 o'clock to okay, hold on. Everything is connected here. So the PTO forces here are good. Everything looks good. I think it was just my PTO. Sometimes it makes that sound. Okay, clutch. Seems okay. Yeah, sometimes when I release the clutch too fast, the PTO starts making like a really weird noise. So now all I have to do is just raise the trailer. Yeah, I was afraid to go high RPM because I thought maybe something was wrong, so now we're gonna go very slow. So anyway, so I was there at 8 o'clock, cleaned up my connectors with the wire brush, and then greased everything, and greased the medium point of the booster. Basically it was working probably for an hour. And then I got a message. Yeah, this was just garbage. I'm gonna... Like, I was stupid. Walmart stopped using plastic bags. So now we have to pay 30 cents for this. No more plastic bags. Alright, let me just shut down the truck. I will walk around the trailer for a second. Okay, PTO off. Truck finally off. Oh, and now I can put myself, hold on one second. I can put myself out of off duty, because yeah, I see it shows like since it's been driving, and okay, now it's on duty. Sign, agree. And this is, by the way, I switched to my Canadian tablet. All right, my phone is there. All right. And so yeah, the guy showed up at 10 o'clock and in my yard, and so I I pulled forward. If you remember, I had a quad, right? And so I pulled forward because I was thinking about it lying in bed, like what kind of a sequence we should follow, right? Like what's the least amount of effort. And so first thing we did, I pulled out and we took off axle number 4, which was here. Oh, and then yesterday in the morning, that's one thing I did. I prepared these shims. So I decided to go, instead of, I thought I should go with 3 like this, but I went 1/4 of an inch or whatever. Like you see, this is half of this and this is half of that. So this is more than I used last time, but... And so we unhooked this axle. He grabbed this booster, which only had 1 axle, and it took us like half an hour. You know, didn't like this pin went in right away. The right pin took like 20 minutes, and this guy was from the side. I keep telling him maybe you should go from the back, might be easier. Finally he got fed up with me. We almost had a fight in there. He says, okay, I'm going home. It's like, what are you talking about? Okay, see these airbags, that's not good. Basically no pressure, but I'm running very little air, but at least we have air. Before I didn't want to add air, but this is such a weird, look how tall it is. But I'm pretty sure once you see this pressure, I like this. Thank you, Alan, again from Keswick. But look at this, this is like really going like this. And I didn't put any shims in here because I remember last time when I had 2+2, you know, you never use shims here, even though there's you see, like there's a lot of space in here. So I could have put in a shim, but then all that does is raises this. And usually with a tandem booster, that's the problem. The problem is, I remember when I was in Las Vegas, I could not load this, but hopefully I'll figure out something. So yeah, basically I didn't put any pressure in the airbag, in these airbags, but I checked when you release that pin, you know, I checked if the air is coming in. The air is coming in, because in winter sometimes that thing got frozen, right? But now it's okay. And oh, one thing happened is that these clamps broke, so I had to get some new ones. Actually, I did not even notice. The wrecker guy says, hey, your top clamp, he says, broke. And then I started replacing that one, and I noticed that the bottom one was broken too. And so it's a weird setup, but it is functional, right? So only 2 axles are solid, and all these are flip axles. And this is the first time I'm running like this. And at first Fontaine said, no, you cannot do this. I said, why not? Well, you're gonna lose capacity. So basically what they were telling me is that oh yeah, but you see how the rear of the trailer is so tall now. Like I'm looking in front of the tire because we have the big red shim in, like the largest shim in the deck. And so of course I have to raise the front, and then this thing will start pushing in here, and this thing should get some air, I hope. Because the worst thing that can happen is that tomorrow when I load, I put pressure in here and there will be no transfer of the weight. But now it's okay. I remember, you see it's almost full. The airbags are almost full, but they're not completely full, which is good. So once we raise this, and once I raise the front of the trailer, we should be okay. But anyway, a really weird setup, but I always dreamt, I've been dreaming about trying a move a load with a setup like this. Look at this. Like basically the way I did it, I was afraid I'll get stuck in my yard, and so after I was done with the trailer and I had to rehook again, pull it out, because the guy had to put my small neck in the back, right? Because that's not only did we change the rear, but we also changed the necks, right? So I can use the Jeep. And this thing was back to towards the grass, and then we took the short neck off, and I'm like, heck, I have to rehook again, drive forward, so that the wrecker can get to the grass to drop this more. Man, I lost count how many times I jumped on and off the trailer. Like my muscles, I'm like a professional wrestler now. I was all covered in dirt. Then when everything was done, I took the Jeep and I went to Cal Tire, because if you remember, I have those new retreads on the left side, and so the guy said you have to retorque them, right? And so I went to Cal Tire. They retorque that, they don't charge for that, and then I said, could you please check the pressure, so I know it's hot, but make sure that all of them are at least 120. And I waited in the lounge. The guy comes back, he says, oh sir, most of your tires were 150, 160 psi. What? And so I said, did you adjust them? He says, yeah, we brought them down to 120, because that definitely can cause a blowout, you know, because if you're 150 without a load, but yeah, it's been very hot today, but still, you know, once you start driving, it's going to be like 200, right? And the rims, then they can only take so much pressure. Like, even though these tires, they're 18 ply, I think, yeah, this is my Jeep, so 18, I'm pretty sure it's 18 ply, so these can take a lot of, by the way, made in USA, even though they're Continental, but made in the States. Interesting. Oh, and 2 days ago, I got tired of that retread on the last axle, and I ordered the new tire Friday, and so I went there. The guy never mentioned that it was an aggressive tread. Like, you see, all my tires are like this, right? Like, I said, I need, actually this one is a Continental too, but most of my Saloon, I like them, they're cheap, you know, my tires don't last long because of all my heavy loads. But this guy gives me this. I went to wait in the lounge as they were doing this, and then I come back, I see this. What am I, a farm tractor? I go back to the guy, I said, what's wrong with you guys? I thought I told you it was open shoulder. No, but I said, look, all my tires are like this. And he says, well, if you want, we can put the old one back on, but there's a shortage of tires. He says, nobody has these tires like these regular ones. Yeah, sorry, it's very noisy. And so that was the last thing I did. I took the Jeep to Cal Tire, and then I brought the Jeep here at this big abandoned parking lot, and I dropped the Jeep, and then I drove back to my yard, hooked up to the trailer for the umpteenth time, and I brought the trailer here, dropped it, hooked to the Jeep, backed the Jeep under, and that's when we started the video. And I checked all airbags, everything looks good, the lights are working. To my surprise, all the connectors worked, like, because we were changing them with Alan from Keswick, right? But I was afraid one of them might do a mismatch, because we have a combination of JC connectors, Fontaine connectors, and industrial style, those huge connectors. But no, they all fit. I didn't hear any leaks, because sometimes what happens is they do fit, but they start leaking, like when it's slightly smaller than regular. Let me just show you. But now I don't hear any hissing of the air. Everything is good. But yeah, you see, I increased it to the top, because when it was down there was hardly any air in the airbags. I didn't like that. But yeah, you see, it's these connectors over here. So this is my red line, blue, black. Blue, of course, is the brakes, red is emergency brakes, and that black is your airbags. But everything fits. I was actually afraid of this one, I think. This one or this one, because I never connected these axle like this, because this one, oh yeah, this axle, you see, this is the final axle, right? It doesn't have any eyes in here, so I had this one for a long time. I bought the trailer with this, but this one is the one I bought, what, last year or this year, for like 14 grand US. And I was afraid that the connectors here would not match, but you see, all my other connectors are at the top, right? I moved them, but this one, yeah, I never hooked up like this before, but I was afraid a bit of that one, but it seems to be working. Yeah, there's air, right? We have air. Yeah, but you see, it should not be like this. It should not be tall like this. I think I'll need to raise the front a bit, because this is, the rear axle has no pressure. I'm in position 1. I'll just go to the next one. This will bring the rear down, and it'll put more pressure on the rear of the trailer. And also, they don't recommend, Fontaine says, do not go into position 5 over there when you have position 1 over here. So that's how we're gonna be rolling. I hope I can make it to the job site tomorrow. So I'm gonna sleep on the truck and leave probably around 4:30, because it's from here, it's about 2 hours of driving, and I'm too tired to drive today. I thought of getting somewhere closer. Forget it. It's gonna shut down. Maybe I'll even go to a hotel, because it's going to be very hot to sleep on the truck. PTO off. Yeah, and I got some fuel, filled up the left tank. Petro Canada over here, it was $2.22 per liter. $2.22 Canadian per liter. So what do you do? Well, and also one more thing I did, I noticed my hydraulic fluid was running low in the tank, and I use ATF for all vehicles, so I went to Canadian Tire and got a jug of universal ATF, automatic transmission fluid, and it was, when I opened the cap, I saw there was a red, and that's what GC told me. They use only that. They only use ATF, red in color, low viscosity. They use it as substitute for a hydraulic fluid, and that jug was like 30 bucks Canadian. But anyway, so now I've been dreaming about this moment. I'm gonna head over to Montana restaurant right behind those trees, and I'm gonna have myself a pulled pork sandwich with some coleslaw and a very ultra cold Stella, or maybe Heineken. Haven't decided yet. All right, thanks for watching. We'll do an update tomorrow after I'm loaded. So tomorrow is going to be a crazy day. Today was crazy, but tomorrow will be more crazy. I just hope that I can get out of here. I never drove a truck like this before. I never, like, oh, that's one more thing I should do probably. I should check my length, but the axle, my spacing is 60 inches, So that means that it only added 5 feet. I was 107 before, so it should be somewhere around 112, 113. But it doesn't hurt to check, because yeah, I'll have to go forward, and there's a sharp turn in there on the main road, and another sharp turn towards 401. Oh man, so 115, let's say 115 feet long. But as I was driving with the 3+2 from the yard, I noticed it was actually doing pretty well around corners. You know, like 2 axles were just, you know, much better than even than a quad trailer, because it does not articulate, right? But here I have so many articulating points, right? I have the Jeep that articulates right on the 5th wheel of the truck, and then I have another 5th wheel between the Jeep and the trailer that articulates as well, right? And the last one is the booster. So it shouldn't be a problem. Just the only thing I hope I don't have to do is I don't have to back, because I'm not very good at backing with the Jeep, because it's just kind of like backing with a double tanker, you know, or B-train. Can be done, people do it every day, but you know, I usually tell everybody, hey, I have a Jeep, so forget about backing, okay? Just tell me where to go straight and I stop. So, all right, thanks for watching.